coming to you live from my newly acquired K car number 12, 1998 Honda Z. So if you haven't seen my last video, shout out to Car Deal page. It's only been 6 weeks since I was in Japan and I found this car, paid for it, said I wanted to buy it, and it's already in my driveway. And after posting it on YouTube and Instagram, I got a lot of people who messaged me like, hey, I've never heard of this car. I can't believe it's 4-wheel drive turbo. I can't believe it has a frunk. I can't believe it has coil packs. Like, tell me more about it. So as you guys know, your favorite Honda fanboy went to Japan back in December. I could have bought basically any K car I wanted, but I made a video 8 months ago and it was titled The Honda Z, the greatest K car ever. And as you can see, I stand corrected. I really love this car. So in today's video, I'm just gonna go over it some more, answer some of those questions, pop the hood, pop the engine, get it on the highway, see how it feels around 100, 120 kilometers. I have a lot of plans for this car. I definitely wanna take it off-roading. I definitely wanna do like some mods. A lot of people have been messaging me saying, I can't wait for you to change the air filter. So apparently that's gonna be hard, but working on Honda K cars are usually very difficult if the engine's in the back. So I'm preparing myself for the worst, you could say. But yeah, enough talking. Let's go over the interior first. I think the interior is the most basic thing here, and then we'll go over the frunk, the engine, pop it, show you guys, give it a couple revs, and then we'll get on the road. So when it comes to the Z, honestly, for better or for worse, this is the most non-K car. And I remember saying that back then as well, because in here, it doesn't look like a K car. Like, there's too much tech. Like, for me, when I think of K cars, I think of like the Cappuccino, I think of the vans. I mean, I had 11 K cars prior to this, and none of them have had as much technology as this one. And it's not because it's a 1999 or nothing, it's a 1998, but this one, interior wise, you can just see, look at this door card. It's like flush, it has little things there. You got a speaker, some storage right there. It has power locks, it has power mirrors, fog lights. The window switches are here, which is similar to like the Step Wagon and SMX. It has dual airbags. Like, it makes me so happy to finally drive a K car that I feel safe in. The seats are comfortable. They have some bolstering. You could see it's definitely not a sports car, obviously. They only come in automatic and 4-speed, but these seats are extremely comfortable. Even sitting in here, I'm not the tallest guy, maybe 5'9", 5'10", and there's so much room, and the passenger has even more room. Like, it's crazy how spacious this is for it being a K car. This has a pretty full-size mirror, which is nice. I think my Honda Life had the same thing. It has a light here, a light there, a light for the door. It's really the little things that impress me. It doesn't have a mirror here. Once we start getting mirrors there, I'm gonna completely lose my mind. It doesn't have that. That's a little too much for a K car. But over here, you have the glove box. It's huge. It even locks up here. I have a whole Essentia bottle along with a lot of things in here. It goes deep. Like, I love the size of this glove box. And I love that it's kind of hidden. Here's a look at the AC controls. It even has like the numbers in Celsius. Auto, like, come on, a K car with auto heat or cool is crazy. Has AC, of course. 12-volt coin holder. This has no smoking, which is nice. That was like another selling point when I Google translated this. Sorry, as you guys know, I'm having a lot of wisdom tooth pain, but we got to make videos. The grind continues. But when I Google translated this, it says no smoking, which kind of shows why the car is so clean. It only has 51,000 kilometers. And then even when it comes to the cluster, like, look at all these lights. It's blue for cold, hot for red, SRS, EPS, ABS, even comes with an ETC reader, which is nice. But look at all of that tech. Like, I love the attention to detail, like for the cold to be blue and then the hot to be red. It only has 52,000 kilometers, which isn't bad. And then Rodrigo showed me here that it actually got a timing belt job not too long ago. That was another selling point that I really liked. Gear wise, it has second, drive 3, drive 4. I always just drive on drive 4. I can't wait to take it off-roading and see how that does. But as far as back here goes, you got a rear speaker here, rear speaker there. K cars with rear speakers are extremely rare. If you pay attention, a lot of them have like the aftermarket speakers, similar to what I have in my Cappuccino. They have these in the back. Like, this is pretty popular on like the hatchbacks. But the Honda Z comes with rear speakers from the factory. And surprisingly enough, my rear speakers only work. I think my front speakers are blown, so I'm gonna just swap over all those. That'll be a fun video. Eventually put an Apple CarPlay radio in, probably do all that the same day. But these back seats, I'll get back here in a second, see how comfortable they are. But again, even more quirks. You have a cup holder on this side, cup holder on that side, some storage over here, storage over there. And I forgot to mention, like, how could I leave this out? I even have 2 cup holders there and some storage for the remote. Let's get to the back, see how it feels. I actually never got in the back of my Honda Z yet. I remember the other one being pretty comfortable though. Like right now I have a lot of space, but I want to put this as far back as possible. So that's the seat all the way back. How does this feel? I mean, I'm obviously not very comfortable. You can see my head is literally touching the roof, but if I just sit up a little bit, and if this person is putting their seat a bit higher, not all the way back, like right maybe there, I'm good. I can stretch my legs, I can put this seat up, I could even sit in the middle if I want to get some more room. It's not too bad. Is it a full 4-seater for 4 adults? No, but it's a lot better than what we had in the past. And that's pretty much it interior wise. These seats go down, you put them down like that, you pull this guy, it locks up like this. Same thing for this one, put it like that, and then I guess I'll pop this hood number 1. We could take these wing nuts off. And just like that, you have access to the engine. I remember looking at this last time and saying I most likely have a bad valve cover gasket, so I definitely have to buy one of those. Where even is the air filter? All these jokes, like I don't even see it right now, but let's see how hard that really is. Right here you can see the turbo. The intercooler is right there. Doesn't dry bad or anything. I will be changing the spark plugs and doing an oil change. Everything looks right in your face though. Alternator belt looks good. Belts look good. Shocks are right there. Maybe I'll get some beefier shocks if I need to. But for one, it definitely needs a nice clean. So I will be taking this to Ryan at Mr. Techie Imports to give this a good detail. Even though no one can see it, I still feel like my Honda Z deserves the best. And with the engine being back there, that just means what is going to be under the hood. And unlike the Honda Beat, this actually has a real frunk. The Honda Beat doesn't really have a frunk, because that's where the spare tire goes. But here they even have a dedicated box. You can see it says UM4 on it, Honda Motor Co. You got 2 latches right there. And if you unclip both of them, you pop this open. And in here, you can fit all the hot dogs you want. Get ready for your barbecue. And you can even take it off. Like if I'll do it now. I'll do it for the video. You can unscrew this. You can see the axles down there. I don't see any leaks. Looks good. I thought that said NSX at first. I was gonna say, whoa, I got some NSX parts down here. But you can see, look, no rust. Brand new battery, which is good. Headlights and fog lights don't look too hard to change. You can see them right there. This one, probably gotta remove the battery, but I've done that so many times already. But yeah, look. Nice, good old Frunk. Now let's give it a start. Shout out Josh from A44 Imports. He had an additional tune-up kit for the Honda Z. So I end up just picking up this one. I got new coil packs, spark plugs, oil filter, cabin filter maybe, and then other filter. One of these apparently are very difficult to change. I'm gonna look into which one it could be. I don't even see it honestly. I think it's you. I think whoever, I think what's his name, Justin Lynch. I think you made me scared before I even started, honestly. Because I don't even see where to do it, but I think you planted the seed in my brain, making me think it's going to be a lot more harder than it is. But maybe one of these are the cabin, one of these are for the intake. I'm not sure, but we're going to swap all that out. Not in today's video, probably the next one. And speaking of maintenance, let's take a look underneath of the Z. Oil filter looks maybe new. I'm probably still going to swap it out anyway. Intercooler right there. Maybe that's the air filter that everybody keeps talking about. That does look a pain. Springs. I mean, coming from Mr. Rusty right there, this thing looks mint. Let's check over here. Yeah, it looks good. Can't complain at all. Yeah, that definitely looks like a airbox. Doesn't even look that bad. And then here's a look at the front. Again, nothing really to worry about. Maybe we'll drive this to Miami soon, or Chicago or somewhere. We definitely got to go on a road trip. I drove this one all the way from Los Angeles. This is way more comfortable. But now, let me put everything back together. Let's button it all up. Let's get it on the road. Let's see how it feels at the top speeds. So the first thing I noticed on the Honda Z is that it is extremely quiet in here because the motor and everything is in the back. There's no shakes, there's no rattles. But let's get into drive. I always drive in D4. The gear changes and everything are super smooth. This is me punching it. Pretty good little pickup. And that's coming from a full-time four-wheel drive vehicle, and we're not really winning any races. The real star of the car and where it really shines is that it's just extremely comfortable. It's a great daily. You can see there's a lot of room on my knees, both sides. I have an armrest over here, tons of headroom, and I could put the seat back even more. Like, there's a lot of times where I drive in these cars and I'm like, damn, I can't put the seat back anymore. And this one, I can really cruise, go on a 24-hour. I would, like, if I drove to Los Angeles, I would have the time of my life. And the fact that it has like the four-wheel drive capabilities and everything, I'll be able to go like off-road, do fun stuff like that. Like this car, I almost want to keep this. I don't want to give it more than a cappuccino, but I drove the cappuccino all the way to Los Angeles, so it's almost like, well, from Los Angeles, so it's like I don't know what more I can do to it that it will like wow or surprise me. But the Z is kind of like a new girlfriend, where it's like there's so many things that I just can't look forward to do. Like I can't wait to do, basically. Sorry, there's a lot of traffic, but there's so many things where I just can't wait to do. I can't wait to go off-roading. I can't wait to do like some performance mods. I can't wait to just learn more about the car in general. It's kind of like that new love. Whenever I tell someone the Honda Z only exists on 4-speed, they're always like, damn, that's such a bummer. But to be honest, I don't feel like Honda designed this to be like an off-road car. I feel like an automatic Jimny is much better than this off-road. In my opinion, the Honda Z is basically a much better Mitsubishi Pajero. It has more amenities, it's more comfortable, it's probably just as fast, they're both turbo. I just feel like the Honda Z, like the center console is more user-friendly. It also has like dual airbags, power windows, power mirrors. Like it has a lot of amenities to make this like a very good daily, which is what I wanted. When I was in Japan, I wanted a daily. I didn't really want to get a sports car. I also had the cappuccino. I wanted something that when I don't feel like driving the cappuccino, which honestly is on most days if I'm not doing spirited driving, I want something like this. I want something like the Minica. I still have the Minica. I kept the Minica because it was so comfortable. It was such an easy drive. Like if I gotta pick stuff up, I don't gotta worry about my small cappuccino. Like this is really like the perfect daily. And this is why I feel like it's the most non-K car, because I don't feel like I'm driving a K car right now. I feel like I'm driving a right-hand drive vehicle, like a Starlet, like maybe like a CRV, a RAV4, like something small and compact, but not a K. Like this is too much tech, it's too comfortable, it's too nice to be a K, in my opinion. But here's another POV of the Honda Z. Huge side mirrors, great visibility. I'm definitely not getting tints on this. I love that I can see everywhere with no problem. What I'm gonna do now is just get on the highway. Let's do a top speed run, see how the car feels around 100, 120, maybe even 130. I think 130 is pushing it, but let's see if we can get up there. But first, let's make a quick pit stop at the post office. Shout out to everybody who's still been ordering things on WayBeforeTheFame.com. These hoodies are still available. I still got a bunch of DDM goodies. If you're watching this video, use code Z for 10% off. So here's the speed I usually do when I'm on the highway. I'm going around maybe 70, 80, 90 kilometers. There's not a lot of areas in New York where I'm easily able to go 100, 120, even 140, even if I had the opportunity to. Like, look, I'm going right back into traffic. I got a pretty good straightaway in front of me. The car at 90 kilometers an hour is about 4,800 on the RPM. not too bad. Now if we get it to 100, if I'm able to, or at 100, we're at like 55. And that's also in 4th gear. If I go down to D3, I can feel it downshift. And you can see I'm a lot higher on the RPMs. Then I go to D4 and it drops down. Finally got some space to open her up. So now we're going 100. Let me really punch it. Let's really do a top speed run. All right, so 110, I'm gonna let off a little bit. 110, we're still at 55. 120. I mean, I definitely don't want to do this a long time, but the car feels flat. It feels good. 130. 7,000 on the whole red line. All right, and the brakes work great. But even at those speeds, the car was so planted. Like, the steering wheel is very stiff, which for a sports car, you know, isn't the best. But like, it takes a lot to go left or right and left or right. Wow, I never went that fast before. In conclusion, I love the Honda Z. I think this is definitely gonna be one of my favorite K cars I've ever owned. I like it so much I don't even consider it a K car. But stay tuned for the video, stay tuned for the build. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.